Who is Hermes Trismegistus, the forgotten sage of humanity, or just a symbol? Was the greatest teacher of the esoteric world a real person who actually lived? There are certain names. They do not merely live within the pages of history. They transcend ages. They connect civilizations. They are reborn under different names across various religions. And in the end, rather than a real human being, they transform into an idea. Hermes Trismegistus is precisely such a name. Alchemists revered him. Renaissance philosophers translated his books. In the Islamic world, scholars associated him with the Prophet Idris, and the Kybalion, one of the most popular works of modern esotericism, grounded its entire teaching in his name. So, who was Hermes Trismegistus? Was he a sage who truly walked the earth? Or was he a symbol of humanity's longing for wisdom? What does Hermes Trismegistus mean? Unpacking this name is a journey in itself. Hermes is the messenger god of ancient Greece, the bearer of knowledge. He moves back and forth between gods and mortals. He guides souls on their final journey through death. He crosses borders. He opens doors. Trismegistus is a Greek word. Tri means three. Megistos means greatest. Therefore, Hermes Trismegistus literally means Hermes, the thrice-greatest. Why thrice-greatest? This is where history and the esoteric tradition part ways. To this day, no ancient text gives us a definitive answer as to why he was called thrice-greatest. Because of this, we cannot provide a single, conclusive answer. However, three major interpretations have emerged throughout history. The first interpretation: he was the greatest priest, the greatest philosopher, and the greatest king. The second interpretation: he mastered three distinct realms of wisdom, the secrets of the cosmos, the knowledge of nature, and the knowledge of the human soul. The third interpretation: he perfected the human condition across all three levels, body, mind, and spirit. We do not know which one is correct, yet all three interpretations share one common truth. Hermes is no ordinary sage. He represents the pinnacle of wisdom. From Alexandria to Baghdad, from Baghdad to Andalusia, a bridge of wisdom between East and West. Let us journey back about 2,300 years. In 332 BC, Alexander the Great conquers Egypt. For the first time, Egyptian and Greek cultures encounter each other with profound intensity. The Greeks knew their own god of wisdom, Hermes. The Egyptians knew Thoth. The roles of these two deities were strikingly similar. In the melting pot of Alexandria, these two gods merged, and the figure of Hermes Trismegistus was born. But the story did not stop there in the West. When Europe sank into the Dark Ages, it was the East that saved these ancient texts from extinction. During the Abbasid era, in the House of Wisdom established in Baghdad, Hermetic texts were translated into Arabic. Key scholars in Islamic thought identified Hermes with the Prophet Idris. Like Hermes, Idris was known as a prophet who first introduced writing, possessed divine wisdom, and understood the secrets of the heavens. Figures like Jabir ibn Hayyan and Ibn Arabi reinterpreted Hermetic alchemy and philosophy through the mystical lens of the East. Later, this reservoir of knowledge was transmitted back to Europe through Andalusia, Islamic Spain. Without the libraries of Andalusia, neither the Italian Renaissance nor the esoteric movements of Europe could have rediscovered Hermetism. Hermes was preserved in the East, only to reawaken the West. the footprints of Hermes left a deep resonance in Jewish and Christian traditions as well. During the first centuries of Christianity, several church fathers viewed Hermes as a divine pagan prophet prior to Christianity. To them, Hermes was a sage who had intuited the idea of one God long before the advent of Christianity. In Jewish mysticism, the narrative was even more intricate. Certain esoteric circles claimed that Hermes lived even before Moses. Some even argued he was the primary source of the hidden wisdom Moses acquired in Egypt. This led some thinkers to draw a direct line between Kabbalah and Hermetic texts. So, how much truth is there to this claim? Historically speaking, no. Textual analysis reveals that the Corpus Hermeticum and early Kabbalistic texts were written in entirely different periods and geographical regions. Philosophically speaking, however, yes, because both traditions seek an answer to the exact same fundamental question. What is the bond between the divine and the created world? This shared pursuit gave birth to a hybrid philosophy during the Renaissance known as Hermetic Kabbalah, which influenced Western esotericism for centuries. Claims from the Indian tradition. Across the internet and in popular esoteric books, certain claims circulate frequently. Hermes is actually Shiva. Hermes is the Buddha. Hermes is the teacher of the Vedas. There is no historical or archaeological evidence to support these assertions. They are modern syncretic claims. Yet, there is another side to the coin. Certain historians of religion and researchers point out striking philosophical parallels between Hermetic thought and Indian traditions such as Vedanta, Yoga, and Samkhya. In both traditions, the universe emanates from a single mental or spiritual principle. Matter is an illusion or a lower form of reality. The ultimate goal of humanity is to remember one's divine essence and achieve liberation. These parallels do not prove direct historical contact. Rather, they reflect how the human mind, independent of geography, arrives at remarkably similar answers when faced with the same existential questions. A psychological reality, the collective unconscious, and Carl Jung. So, if there is no concrete historical evidence that he lived as a real person, why has the world unified around this single figure for centuries? Here, Carl Gustav Jung provides an answer. According to Jung, Hermes is the ultimate expression of the wise old man archetype and a powerful psychopomp within the shared human mind. A psychopomp is a guide who leads the soul from one state of consciousness to another. Hermes acting as a messenger between gods and mortals, guiding souls to the underworld and transmitting hidden knowledge, aligns remarkably well with Jung's theory of archetypes. Hermes is the lantern we hold as we descend into the dark waters of our own unconscious. He stands right at that haunting threshold between the conscious and the unconscious. Therefore, we must read Hermes not merely as a historical figure, but as an archetype, a symbol of transformation and inner wisdom that re-emerges time and again within humanity's collective unconscious. Conclusion. And perhaps the real question is no longer, did Hermes actually live? The real question is this: why did so many distinct civilizations need the exact same symbol to express wisdom? Perhaps the true power of Hermes lies not in being a historical persona, but in living as an archetype within the shared memory of humanity. In the next episode, we will dive deep into the universal philosophy left behind by this archetypal figure. What does this teaching mean when it says, "As above, so below"? Join us in the next episode for What is Hermetism?